Hello, everyone. We live in a world obsessed with highlight reels. Social media feeds us the finished product, the polished speech, the championship trophy, the glamorous lifestyle. But behind every shining moment on the stage is a story of silence, struggle, and sacrifice. What most people call overnight success is just the final chapter of a book written in sweat, late nights, and lonely mornings. Success doesn't begin when the lights come on. It's forged long before that, far away from cameras, fans, and praise. It's earned in the dark. Think about it. A musician plays for thousands, but nobody sees the years of practicing scales until their fingers bled. A business owner opens a second location and the world claps, but they forget the nights that person skipped sleep to pay the bills. A student walks across the graduation stage and people cheer, not knowing the countless hours of stress, doubt, and quiet discipline it took to get there. The truth is, the stage is a reflection, not a reward. It reflects the thousands of small decisions made when no one was watching. It reflects the moments when you could have quit but didn't, when you could have stayed comfortable but chose to grow. It reflects the hidden hours you gave to a goal only you could see. That's where success is truly born, in the dark, far from validation. But here's the part most people miss: the dark is where your character is carved. It's where your grit is tested. It's where you learn to rely on purpose over applause. And it's in that silence that something powerful happens. Self-belief takes root. Not because others clapped for you, but because you showed up day after day, even when no one cared. That's real success. So if you're working quietly, grinding without recognition, building in silence, this message is for you. You're not behind. You're not invisible. You're exactly where greatness begins. The applause may not be here yet, but it's coming. Not because you chased it, but because you earned it. This is not a celebration of the stage. This is a tribute to the silence, a salute to the unseen effort, a reminder that the world will eventually see the shine, but only if you keep showing up in the shadows. Let them sleep. Let them doubt. You stay focused. Because real success, it's earned in the dark. Every success story has a chapter that never makes the headlines. It's the part where the alarm goes off before sunrise, where everyone else is asleep, and you're up chasing something that no one else can see but you. It's not glamorous. It's not flashy. It's quiet, lonely, gritty. This is the grind no one sees. People applaud the results, but they rarely understand the process. They see the performance, not the preparation. They see the moment someone makes it, but they don't see the 10,000 hours it took to get there. That's the grind. That's the dark. That's where success is born. Behind every great athlete is a practice field soaked in sweat and failure. Behind every entrepreneur is a laptop glowing at 2 a.m., spreadsheets open, coffee going cold, mind racing with ideas and doubts. Behind every great speaker is a notebook full of crumpled drafts, voice cracks, and countless rehearsals in front of the mirror. This is the grind no one celebrates, but it's the foundation of everything. The grind is not exciting. It's repetitive. It's exhausting. It's full of self-doubt. But it's also where you separate yourself. It's where you build habits that others aren't willing to form. It's where you keep going long after most people quit. That quiet commitment is the true currency of greatness. Because when no one is watching, that's when your choices reveal who you really are. It's in the grind that discipline is formed. Discipline isn't about being motivated. It's about showing up even when you're not. It's about doing the work on days when you're tired, discouraged, or uninspired. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a decision. And the grind requires that decision every single day. Most people want the results, but they're not willing to pay the price. They want the body without the workouts, the income without the investment, the spotlight without the shadow work. But the truth is, success doesn't respond to wishes. It responds to work. Consistent, unglamorous, behind-the-scenes work. When you're grinding in silence, it can feel like you're being overlooked or left behind. But in reality, you're planting seeds. Every rep, every late night, every early morning, it's all going into the ground. It doesn't bloom overnight, but one day those roots will break through, and the world will call it sudden success, even though you know better. The grind also teaches humility, because when you do something day in and day out without applause, you learn to fall in love with the process, not the praise. You become addicted to growth, not attention. And when your success finally does come, you'll be grounded enough to handle it because you built it the right way. There are no shortcuts, no cheat codes, only work. The grind filters out the ones who only want it when it's easy. It refines the ones who are willing to stay when it gets hard. It builds mental toughness, emotional endurance, and an unshakable hunger. It's not something you can fake. You either show up or you don't. So when you feel tired, unrecognized, or discouraged, remember this: you're in the best place possible. You're in the dark. And that's where all masterpieces begin. That's where the sculptor chips away at the stone. That's where the roots dig deep so the tree can stand tall. That's where you become something unbreakable. You might not see the results right away. You might not get the credit you deserve. But every step forward, no matter how small, is building something incredible. And while others are busy chasing comfort, you're building legacy. That's what the grind is all about. Stay in it, stay consistent, let your work echo through the silence. Because one day when the stage lights finally come on, the world will be shocked by your success, but you won't be. You'll know it was earned the hard way, the right way. In the dark, the crowd claps, the lights flash, the world watches in awe, but what they don't see, what they will never fully understand, is the pain that came before the applause. Every achievement celebrated on a stage is built on a foundation of discomfort, failure, sacrifice, and often deep emotional struggle. People love the success, but they rarely ask what it cost. Pain is the invisible thread woven into every true success story. Not just physical pain, but mental, emotional, and spiritual pain. The kind of pain that makes you question everything. The kind that forces you to either break or break through. Look closely at any successful person, and you'll see scars. The author who faced dozens of rejections before a publisher finally said yes. The athlete who played through injuries, self-doubt, and criticism. The entrepreneur who watched everything collapse more than once before they finally got it right. These people didn't rise because they avoided pain. They rose because they endured it. Pain is not an obstacle. It's a furnace. It burns away weakness. It strips off ego. It shows you who you really are. When everything's going wrong, when the pressure is crushing, when the failure feels personal, that's when you build grit. That's when you become the kind of person who deserves success, not just dreams about it. The applause looks like magic to the audience. Right. But to the one on stage, it's a reminder of every moment they almost gave up, every night they cried in frustration, every friend that didn't believe in them, every failure that taught them more than success ever could. That one moment of glory may last seconds, but it represents years of pain-fueled progress. What separates winners from the rest isn't just talent. It's the willingness to walk through fire. It's choosing to rise after being knocked down, again and again. It's accepting that pain is part of the process, not a punishment, but a path. Some people quit the moment they feel discomfort. They think pain is a sign to stop. But those who truly succeed know better. They understand pain is part of the price. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from tension, from pushing past the edge of what you thought was possible. And here's the truth. Most of your pain will go unnoticed. No one will see the nights you couldn't sleep, the relationships that suffered, the moments you doubted your own worth. No one will applaud those. But you'll know. You'll carry those invisible wounds with pride because they're not signs of weakness. They're proof you didn't quit. Success that lasts doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from being willing to face it, to sit with it, and to use it as fuel. Every tear, every scar, every heartbreak, it's all part of the story. The best part, you get to decide what that story becomes. If you're in a painful chapter right now, don't rush through it. Don't numb it or hide from it. Lean into it, because this is where you're being shaped. This is where the fire is forging the steel. You might not see the reward yet, but it's coming. Not in spite of the pain, but because of it. And when that day comes, when the lights hit your face and the crowd claps, you won't just feel proud, you'll feel powerful. Because you'll know that moment wasn't handed to you. You earned it with every ounce of pain you pushed through in silence. So let them cheer, let them admire what you've become, but never forget what it took to get there. The late nights, the breakdowns, the rejections, the doubts, the solitude, that was the real work. That was the real success. The stage just made it visible. Remember, the applause is loud, but the pain was louder, and yet you kept going. That's what greatness looks like. In a world where noise is constant, likes, views, opinions, distractions, silence has become rare.
Yeah.
But for those chasing greatness, silence is not empty, it's sacred. It's in the quiet hours, when no one is watching, that your edge is sharpened.
Yeah.
It's not the noise of the crowd that makes you powerful, it's the sharpening done in solitude. When you choose to build in silence, you remove the craving for validation, you shift your focus from proving to improving. There are no filters in the dark, no applause, no shortcuts.
Yeah.
It's just you and the truth, your raw habits, your real effort, and your untapped potential. That's where you level up. That's where you shape your edge. The edge isn't built when you're being praised. It's built when you're being pressed.
Yeah.
It's in the extra reps at the gym when no one's counting. It's in the endless drafts of your craft that no one reads. It's in the quiet discipline to show up every day, even when there's no recognition. You begin to grow, not because someone is watching, but because you've made the decision to become undeniable. Silence forces you to confront your weaknesses, and that's a gift. It doesn't let you hide behind hype or image.
Yeah.
In silence, there are no distractions to shield you from the work you haven't done. That's why most people avoid it.
Yeah.
But those who embrace it, the real builders, they use that stillness to sharpen. They refine their skills, reset their minds, and recharge their spirits. They grow sharper while others stay distracted. Imagine a sword. Its edge isn't created during battle. It's forged in fire, hammered repeatedly, and then honed quietly against stone. That process isn't loud, but it's necessary. And when the time comes, that blade doesn't just perform, it dominates. The same goes for you. The preparation you do in silence equips you to perform with impact when it truly counts. Building in silence also teaches patience.
Yeah.
In a culture that's obsessed with quick wins and instant fame, silence reminds you that the long game is where mastery lives. You're not in this for applause, you're in this for alignment. You're not trying to go viral, you're trying to go legendary. And that takes time, that takes focus, that takes work that no one will ever see. And here's the beautiful part, silence builds internal confidence. When you do the work behind the scenes, you walk differently.
Yeah.
You don't need to prove anything.
Oh.
You know what you've done.
Ugh.
You don't need to beg for attention. You've built the results in your bones. This kind of confidence can't be faked. It can't be borrowed. It's earned in the dark, and it travels with you everywhere you go. When others speak, you listen differently. When setbacks come, you stand stronger. Why?
Yeah.
Because your edge is sharp. Because your work is real. Because you've been preparing long before the opportunity arrived.
Yeah.
You didn't wait for the moment to get ready. You stayed ready. And the irony, the world will eventually notice.
Yeah.
When you walk in rooms, your energy speaks louder than your words.
Yeah.
People will wonder how you became so good, so focused, so relentless, but they'll never understand the quiet nights, the missed parties, the lonely mornings, the battles you fought in silence.
Yeah.
They'll see the edge, you'll know the sharpening. So if you're building quietly, if you're growing without recognition, stay there. That's the zone. That's where separation happens.
Yeah.
That's where legends are made. Keep reading when others scroll. Keep grinding when others sleep. Keep showing up when no one claps. Because every moment you spend sharpening in silence is preparing you for the moments that will define your legacy. You don't need the world's approval to get better. You don't need an audience to earn your edge.
Yeah.
You just need the discipline to keep going and the patience to wait for your moment. And when it comes, you won't need to say a word. The moment finally arrives.
Yeah.
The spotlight hits. The audience rises. Applause thunders through the air.
Yeah.
On the surface, it looks like the victory was earned right then, in that exact moment. But here's the truth. Most people never understand.
Yeah.
The stage doesn't make you.
Yeah.
It reveals you.
Yeah.
Whatever the world sees in that moment, the strength, the talent, the confidence, the greatness,
Yeah.
it's not born on the stage. That's just where it becomes visible. It was built long before in the quiet hours, under pressure,
Oh.
without applause.
Yeah.
The stage only reflects the shadow work, the hidden effort, the lonely grind, the invisible sacrifices that no one celebrated.
Oh.
Too many people chase the stage.
Oh.
They crave recognition, clout, and celebration,
Yeah.
without understanding that those things are reflections, not roots.
Yeah.
You don't water a tree by painting its leaves. You go to the roots. And in life, those roots are your routines, your habits, your discipline, when no one's looking. That's the shadow work. And the deeper your roots, the taller you can rise. When the moment of opportunity comes, the world assumes you've suddenly transformed. But the truth is, you simply revealed what you've been preparing for all along. The spotlight doesn't create character, it exposes it. It shows whether your preparation was real, whether your mindset was sharpened, whether your work ethic was forged in fire. That's why shadow work matters. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your preparation. The stage doesn't care what you wish you had done, it only reflects what you actually did when no one was watching. Think about a world-class athlete. The championship game isn't when they get better, it's when they show how hard they've already worked. The pressure, the performance, the precision, it's all a byproduct of what happened in the gym, on the practice field, behind the curtain. That's why winners look calm under pressure. They've already bled for this. That's why champions make it look easy. They've rehearsed every moment in silence 1,000 times. The same applies in every arena. The exam room, the boardroom, the interview, the audition, the launch, the big speech. In those moments, your body, your mind, your voice, they all fall back on the reps you've put in. If you skip the work, it will show. If you honored the work, it will shine. And here's the irony. The more shadow work you've done, the less you need the spotlight. You're not fueled by the crowd. You're driven by something deeper, a standard, a commitment, a hunger that doesn't care whether anyone sees it or not. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Because while others are addicted to applause, you're addicted to progress. Shadow work also humbles you. It reminds you that for every highlight, there were hundreds of lowlights. For every moment of praise, there were countless moments of doubt. And when you finally get your moment on the stage, you don't stand there with arrogance. You stand there with gratitude. Because you know what it took to get there. You know how many nights you almost quit. You know how hard you worked when no one believed in you. And that quiet knowledge, that's your real trophy. So if you haven't reached your stage yet, don't worry. Don't rush. Stay focused on the shadow work. Because when your moment comes, you won't need to fake it. You won't need to force it. You'll be ready, not because of luck, but because of work. And if you've already stepped onto the stage, remember, the only way to stay there is to keep grinding in the shadows. The stage doesn't guarantee anything. It simply reflects what you bring to it. Because at the end of the day, the real work isn't seen. It's felt. The impact you make, the respect you earn, the results you create, they all come from what you built when no one was clapping. So keep building, keep refining, keep rising. Keep refining, keep rising. And when the spotlight finally finds you, let it reflect the truth. You earned it in the dark. So now you know, the applause is not the beginning, it's the result. The spotlight doesn't build you, it exposes what you've already built. And success, real, lasting, undeniable success, it's not earned in the crowd. It's earned in the dark. It's earned in the early mornings, when no one is watching. It's earned in the lonely nights, when you choose to keep going. It's earned in the moments when quitting whispers in your ear, but you answer with grit. It's earned in silence, sweat, sacrifice, and self-discipline. While the world waits for results, you must fall in love with the process. You must learn to work without praise, to grow without validation, to prepare for a moment that hasn't arrived yet, but will. Because if you stay consistent in the dark, the light will find you. When it doesn't chase the stage, you chase the standard. Let others perform for attention. You prepare for impact. Let others fake the grind. Thank you. Your edge will speak for you. Dog in the flesh and